I think it's working.
But it's not over there yet.
Well, I don't know what to say. It says live.
We're good.
Does it mean live? How live does it mean? I think it's working. Oh, crap.
It
had some... Now it's on. Hello.
Heyo!
I'm Judge James.
Heyo! It's Judge Evie here.
Is that what you're going to do? You know, we're stuck with that. Because you can't go back and say something different. Now that's it, right? Oh, my gosh. All right. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Living for Crits, Twitch edition.
Twitch edition.
Are we supposed to say Twitch edition?
Well, I guess it's fine because we never used to be Twitchers.
No.
Are we Twitchers?
Don't know what the term is. Streamers.
No, we're Twitchers. Because you can stream on like a bunch of different things. Like we used to be streamers too. But now we're
What is this? This is a different kind
Twitchers.
of streaming though, right? This is a fancy...
I don't think it's as fancy.
Okay.
I mean, it's just more public.
This is... Alright, well, this is the more... I don't know. YouTube's pretty dang public, kid.
But like, okay, maybe it's like more secluded though, kind of maybe because like you have to make an account.
Okay.
I guess.
This more makes it
You have
count.
to make an account to watch people.
Oh, he said makes it count. You make an account. There's a bug on the screen.
Get away.
Get.
Shoot.
Don't flick him. You'll kill him.
I'm not flicking him. I'm
Wait,
giving him air.
I'm gonna. There we go. All right.
You probably killed him.
Let's chat, folks. This is the Gen Con 2019 review of Living for Crits. And hope you're all having a great time right now, wherever you're watching this, whenever you're watching this, whether it's live here on Twitch or if it's on YouTube in a while. Maybe, I don't know, a way down the way. You got a huzzah from Bud.
Or is it Bood?
Either way. Uh-oh, there's Scott.
Excuse me? Only I heyo. So
Anyone can heyo.
No. You can hide.
You know who heyoed originally?
Who?
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
They don't heyo like I heyo.
That's true.
So
Few heyo like Anthony Kiedis heyos. All right, so tonight we're talking all about Gen Con. We are wearing some fancy Gen Con shirts here. Judge Evie is sporting the brand new Space Van DCC shirt.
Oh,
And
it still smells like the booth.
Does this smell like the booth? Mine smells like, just like a shirt. I'm wearing a very special shirt made for me by Charlotte and Rob Ergang. My Darker Sun, Dark Harder shirt with my face on it. Instead of the guy from
No, they kept the same hair though.
John McClane.
Because your hair wasn't that full.
No, my hair is not that... Thank you. You're right. My hair is not that full. My hair is going away. It's so bad. I'm looking more like John McClane every day.
You look like you always do.
Thanks. Anyway, this is the Gen... So these are shirts that came home with us from Gen Con. And tonight we're going to talk a bit about our Gen Con experience. So let's see here. Who's in with us? So Boodoo's with us. Matt Calder's here and says Twitch is more public than YouTube. And Jeff's on. Jeff Seuss, and he's saying, woo Twitch. He's glad we made the move. We're glad we made the move, too. This is actually a lot easier than we thought it would be. Not that
Except
you know.
all those weird buttons.
That's because OBS has more options.
What's an OBS?
It's OBS.
But what's an OBS?
Will Keller is saying, oh, shush. One of us is shushing. Probably my hair. Probably my hair. Matt's saying, some friends bought a DCC shirt back from Origins. Yeah, all the DCC shirts are cool this year. I have a Space Van shirt as well, and we both ordered.
So good.
I ordered 2 Meat Planet shirts, which is the DCC After Hours. So we're gonna talk about what we played and what we purchased.
Oh, that's OBS.
Right, and then what we ate, I guess, a little bit, and then some
got.
other cool swag we brought home, and we'll take some questions. If you have questions for us, shout them out during the show. We'll do a last call before we go into where to find us. Some of this is a repeat for me. Not that you guys will know, because we recorded a new Glow Burn, me and Mark Plord did, on Thursday night, and we did some of this stuff. We did.
I wasn't there.
You were not.
No.
Maybe we'll be a guest star one of these days.
Really?
No. Just kidding.
You look like you're doing the pit thing.
No, that face isn't that face.
Oh.
That was like that face. Anyway, all right. So let's start with Judge Evie Presides. We have a question for Judge Evie Presides.
Actually, we had a question last week. It didn't show up.
We both have the sniffles. I don't know if it's allergies. I'm hoping so. We just took a Claritin.
I didn't.
Ready tab?
You did. I did not.
But I've had con crud for a week. I've had a week of con
Get
crud.
away from me. I can't get sick. I have a show. So
That's why we're recording late. 9 o'clock's gonna be our regular time.
I'm sorry.
But
Okay.
Evie is in the Wizard of Oz musical, and they're filming ran late today.
Filming?
Just read the question. How
Okay.
hard is this?
So it's from Greg, but he sent it, I guess, like a week ago, but it never showed up for me.
Oh no.
So he resent it and
He
said
resent it.
He's like, I already sent it before, so
Voodoo misses the con crud. Oh, missed it. I was gonna say you missed the con crud. No con crud for Scott. All right,
have
read
no con
read
crud.
Greg's question. I'm sorry.
okay.
I'll shut up.
Do you think DCC offers something for every kind of gamer? Hack and slash, combat strategist, role player, casual gamer, etc. Question mark. And then there's 3 dots. And this is from Greg Schwartzkopf. Did I say his name right?
Oh, there's Hector. You did say his name right. You got the accent too. I've never talked to Greg or not in person.
I just
I have.
experienced that.
All right. Since we're talking like this now,
Yeah.
Judge Evie, could you
Yeah.
please answer his question? Does DCC have something for everyone?
Yes, it does.
All right. Well, go
What?
ahead and tell us. What's DC? You answer the question first. You're Judge Evie, and Judge Evie presides.
It does.
Answer the question normal so that he can hear what you're saying. No, answer the question. Go ahead.
It does because you can change it to however you want it to be.
Okay, so let me ask you. I'm going to make this harder for you then. So how would you run a game that is more about story? What he's asking is a game that's about story that's not about hack and slash, but story and
You just
depth.
take
How would
less-
you do that? How can DCC do it?
Yes. Just take some monsters out.
Take the monsters out?
No, just some. If you don't want it so much hack and slash.
Wait, so to turn
And-
DCC
okay,
into a
okay.
story. Wait.
So instead of taking the story, take some of the monsters out because you don't want as much hack and slash and replace them with puzzles and stuff that
Okay.
you make up in your mind because
Okay.
you're so smart.
Aw, Greg.
Oh, there's what I said.
Matt says this is where James would hit the graphic for the questions, the on screen while she's answering. Oh my gosh. And yes, Shar, I am wearing the shirt. Or Rob, whoever Erg is, whoever Ergang that is. And Evie spilled the water.
I tipped the cup over because it's not on the table.
I'm
going
gonna
to
answer the question.
It's empty anyway.
I'm going to answer the question. Judge James presides now, kid.
Don't you dare even mention that. It's not going to happen. You told me I couldn't.
Well, I'm going to
be a
answer the
co-host.
question.
No, but you can't say it like that because you don't preside. I don't even know what presides means. But
I think that DCC can handle any genre.
Yeah.
I think DCC can be tinkered with the right GM or judge to do more of a story mode. Whether DCC is the exact game that you're going for in story mode, you might want to tweak, tinker, which version or variant you're running. I would say that for campaigns more about story and about intrigue, I think the DCC Lankmar rules, which is, it's over here. DCC Lankmar, you can just leave it. You bring a box out to show them. That's the box. That's the box.
Maybe they can't read it.
DCC Lankmar is probably a better fit.
That's the box.
You know, there is a little bit more player choice in character building, and more of the game is about dealing with intrigue and crazy things that occur that are non-combat related. So I think that's, there's that element. If you're playing full-on DC with 0 level characters, I don't know. I think if you're going from that level, don't expect much character building I guess character building. Don't expect much detailed backstory building for those 0 levels for the first game. What DCC does is it creates the backstory in the first game. So your 0 level character who elevates to first level, that ends up being your backstory, what happened in that first game. But in Lankmar, you start out at first level, and with some Benizens and Dooms, some aspect to your character of like some history, and those history tidbits give you some, history. I don't have the words tonight, man. So I'm not sure to answer your question or not. I know any genre. There's a genre for you for every DCC. There's post-apocalyptic with MCC. There's even if you haven't seen it or picked it up, where is it here? There's Jonathan Snodgrass' Starcrawl. So if you want to run Star Trek DCC, you can. Wow. Starcrawl. All right.
Comments are coming in. Oh, you're wearing the shirt.
I said that already.
Oh.
Will's asking Judge Evie, what is the longest campaign that you've run with the same characters?
A session. So like, I don't really like Doom campaigns. They don't really work out because they kind of die.
You've had some.
I've been in campaigns.
She's been in campaigns, but she's mostly run one-shots.
Because they usually die.
Yeah.
You don't survive.
Yeah. That's true. But also because this current campaign was supposed to switch back and forth. We haven't done that.
I know, but it's like kind of hard. We're in a weird situation for me to like jump out.
That's true. That's like, okay. We're going to go back to the questions.
We're in the, like, other times now.
You're in prehistoric times now because of bad decision making by the party last night in the campaign. All right, so Matt's saying, maybe it's just me, I'm not of the opinion that every game needs to do everything. You can play a couple games that have different strengths and weaknesses. And I totally agree. If I want to have more of a story mode, a storytelling game with less combat, our Savage Worlds East Texas University campaign we're in.
That's like no combat.
There's some, but not very much. It's mostly college antics with supernatural. So that scratches that itch for us. You're right. There's so many games out there, and we, if you're new to watching us, we kind of stick to the our big 3, and as represented on our shelves, and unfortunately you can't see some of it, but we have the DCC stuff, the Savage World stuff on the bottom of the shelf. And then represented by this cool medallion of the Eon Priests, we have our Numenera stuff and our Cypher System stuff. That's Numenera, yeah.
Because that's in the box. It's on the side of the box.
So
I knew that.
If I wanted to run something more storyteller-based or more intrigue, that was never or rarely going to involve combat. But I wanted to have the players have experience, use their stats in more ways than just rolling attribute rolls. Cypher System handles that very, very well. So we have other games. But for the purposes of this show, just because there's not really a big presence on Twitch that we saw of people twitching about DCC.
See, twitching.
Living for Crits is, mostly twitching. And Jeff says, I find it interesting you reach for Savage Worlds first for story over Cypher.
Oh, we just do.
I don't think it's that we just do. It's just the way things rolled this year. That's all.
That's how we roll, hon.
I don't know if I'd reach for Savage Worlds over Cypher for storytelling. I know I'd reach for Savage Worlds for including miniatures, but over Cypher. And in the last 8 or 9 months, I think we've enjoyed playing more miniatures-based stuff on top of DCC. But with my wife now working over at Monaco Games, I have to. There's been some requests on her side to throw her through some more boot camps of Cypher stuff so she can get more experience in running some of it. So
Mom's gonna run something.
She's at some point she's gonna get drafted into running it.
Mom.
She'll find out later. There you go. She doesn't work for me. I have no idea.
What?
She doesn't work for me. I have no idea.
Well, she doesn't work for you. Because
Matt says it's not twitching. LOL, don't say twitching. Hey, look.
We can see whatever we want, Matt. So, twitching.
I don't know. He's actually an expert on Twitch, and we're not. So it just
Well,
he just costed. You know what? Matt's gonna leave now and not watch anymore.
I don't want someone that's saying we can't be twitching.
I'm just kidding. It's not gonna leave. Oh, you're harsh.
We can
Judge Evie is harsh.
We can be twitching as
All
much
right,
as we
let's
want.
move on to the next section here. What we ran at Gen Con. So we had a great Gen Con. So had a really good time and a good trip. And I ran 2 sessions of the DCC tournament, the Greatest Thieves in Lankmar. And one of my 2 groups, the group Oh God, they completed the tournament and won. What did you run on your own? What did you run on your own?
Oh, I ran Momo.
The Momo.
The Momo. It doesn't say Momo. The Momo. The Momo.
Okay.
You said I can't even call it that anymore.
What? So you do whatever you want. I'm just saying your version of Momo is different though than what's in this in the box. Why is that? Or in the book? What did you do differently?
Well, it's in modern times now, and Momo. See, okay, and I had them go to a bar, and they're like, "Yo, there's been so many raids. Gotta go get some more supplies."
There were raids in the bar?
No, like in like the town, so they have no food or anything left, and
in modern times.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they had to go to the mall to go get more food and stuff to load up a truck to bring back.
To where? The town?
The bar.
The bar.
Otherwise, the bar owner would like murder them.
Hold on. So you took the post-apocalyptic Momo adventure for Crawling Under a Broken Moon, put it into modern times with random 0-level characters, and the plot was the plot was that they worked at a bar and they had to go raid
they went to the bar. No, this is what happened. So they couldn't go to the
pictures
bar.
did look good, Matt.
So unless they brought stuff back to the bar, they couldn't drink at the bar anymore, and they had to go find a new bar. That's how I ordered.
And that's not how the original Momo adventure works. In that adventure, you have a truck, it's post-apocalyptic, and you're going to an abandoned mall to raid it.
This was abandoned, kind of.
Oh, it was like a dirt mall.
Yeah, it was like a dirt mall.
Okay. You know what a dirt mall is?
No, it's covered in dirt.
We'll show you Mallrats eventually.
Ew.
It's a movie.
Ew.
Let's say ooh. What was Caillou? Explain Caillou. Scott's bringing up Caillou. What was Caillou? Oh,
of course Scott's
wait, before we discuss Caillou, you had a whole set of toy mall pieces out on the table, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it looks cool. And I had them, and our mom's like, yo, someone said you should buy these things. And I'm like, I got them. And so I packed them up, and I put them on the table, and I had little dolls.
It was a full
that
dollhouse. That was a 6-room dollhouse.
No, there was...
Each room was a store. 7 rooms, each room was a store.
There was a Dairy Queen, a Claire's, a Justice, an OPI nail salon, a Build-A-Bear. What else was there? There was a sweet shop, a Skechers. It was 8.
Was there 8?
Build-A-Bear.
But no one else had dollhouse setups on their table. You were the only one.
Yeah.
And you scared 2 players off.
Yeah, okay, so 2 people left during, like, the 15-minute break. I was, like, talking to people, and I go back over, and I'm like, hey, ready? Oh, there's 2 people missing, because I was, like, still waiting. So now I realized I left these 4 people hanging, because apparently those 2 people told the players. They didn't tell me that they were leaving. They told the players. I go over there, and I'm like, let's wait for the players. And they're like, oh, yeah, they told us they're not coming back. And I'm like...
They were not ready for that.
Oh!
But the other 4 had a good time.
Yeah.
So 4 of them enjoyed it, and 2 of them said, this dollhouse thing was not for me. All right, so what did we run together? We ran together 3 sessions of DCC X-Crawl Dungeon Battle Delco, our Philly, our tribute to Philadelphia. That was a good time. We made, to start things out, we said the players had to sing the national anthem, and when they didn't know what to sing, what?
We should sing the national anthem.
I'm not singing it now.
Okay, just a piece of it.
No, I'm not singing it now. You can go YouTube that. So we made them all sing the Eagles fight song.
Okay.
which is like the Fly Eagles Fly song. So they had to sing that. That was a good time. And then
Wait, who is this?
that is Andy.
That's
Trogdor's
Andy?
Andy. And he says, man, I know it's rough over... Andy says, Trogdor says, man, I know it's rough over there, but at least Pittsburgh's bars don't have raids. Maybe not the ones you're going to. The ones in Indiana do, though.
Apparently.
Indiana, Pennsylvania.
There's
Never
one
mind.
Indiana, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Andy moved up there.
Oh.
And there's raids up there. Anyway,
Where's it at?
I don't know. It's
Is it
somewhere
like-
middle of Pennsylvania.
This is us and this is them. So is it like in the middle?
Something
What's
like that.
Harrisburg's in the middle? It's like up more. Like
it's
Erie,
it's
I guess?
up-ish. All right, so let's go. So we ran. What did we play? We played Frost. I played Frostgrave. That was great. I played it with my friend Ray. Awesome time. And then we played DCC After Hours Meat Planet. So it was Doug Kovacs's Meat Planet from the Hobonomicon. I should note, since we're discussing stuff we brought home, that was one of the main things we got was a copy of Meat Planet.
Hey!
How many nights did you play this? You played this Thursday night?
Friday
You
night.
played this Friday night?
I played it all nights. No, I
And
played
Saturday.
it 2 nights and I ran it 1 night.
Right, I played it one night and watched you run it one night. Scott played with you one night.
Yeah.
Get in the pod.
No, you get in the pod. Who's that?
I don't know, it's Budo.
Who?
I don't know, it's Budo. So yeah, this is a really good time. We had a good time this adventure. Evie ran it on the last night there.
Yep.
Enjoyed it immensely, and I immensely enjoyed watching her make her mother uncomfortable playing it. So this was if you go to Gen Con next year. Oh, it's Mark.
Oh. That's Mark?
It's a Mark. It's Mark with a K.
Oh.
There's multiple Marks.
Wait, is it the...
What?
Isn't Ethan's friend named Mark?
There's a lot of Marks. Yes, the Hobonomicon is a must-have, okay? Answering Jeff's question, okay? So here's the deal, all right? Hobonomicon. It's like you'll buy it at Doug's Corner at the booth. It is usually pretty dicey when you go through it. Not the most kid-friendly art. Lots of meat.
It's called Meat Planet.
Yeah. Every year there's something. Every year they've got something, and it's a great time. So last year was Escape from Planet Punjar,
The year
and
before that was Inferno Road.
Inferno Road,
Then
and
the
then
year before
Punjar
that-
40K.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say that Hobonomicon is a must play. Meat Planet's a must play, or whatever they're writing is a must play. Whether or not it's a must buy, I think it is.
I mean, it
I don't
always
know.
is.
I always, it's always something we grab.
Whether or not, it just is.
There you go.
You don't get Meat
So
Planet.
let's talk about what else we got at Gen Con here, okay? What else we got? All right, so this is a
Let's go
fun
from the
one.
bottom. No?
Matt says you can get on Doug's website. Yeah, if you can, do that. I think you can get art off his site. I didn't know if you could get the Meat Planet or not.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a good call. All right, so our friend
my
Tiago from Brazil gave us a judge's screen, and the quick start rules.
Hard.
It is. The
like
quick start
cardboard.
rules, but he gave them to us. Open them up. They're in Portuguese. That's so cool. So this was like a gift. We had to toss him something.
art's different.
I mean, it was such a cool gift for us. So we each got our own set. I will say these are a much stronger, sturdier than the American versions.
I'm gonna go to Brazil.
One of these days I'm going to get down there. But it's pretty... I love the art and the cover of this. This is... If you are in the Facebook group for DCC, you will notice that there is... this is like the cover of the Facebook page.
I've seen that one on Instagram. But maybe like
So, really, really cool gift, Tiago. We really appreciate that.
this one.
And then, let's... So one thing... We'll mention... someone had said about a must-have. Jeff, this is a must-have. When you buy your stuff at the DCC, at the Goodman booth, you will get a copy of the Goodman Games Gazette. And make sure you have your copy of this. All right? And don't throw it away. Read it. There's cool pictures in there from previous cons. It's a picture of Judge Evie in here.
A couple pictures.
Picture of me getting strangled by Brendan LaSalle. So I mean, there's some good pictures, some good feedback, some good just conversation stuff. A Lankmar crossword puzzle. This is a must-have. There is. How about our DCC purchases? So, off the bat, we've got. This was the DCC 2019 Riders on the Phlogiston.
You
this
got
was
the not naked one, right? Yeah.
Whatever this one is.
You got the not naked one.
Yes, but inside, and this is the Goodman Games not annual. What's it called? The program guide for DCC.
This is the yearbook.
That's the yearbook.
Goodman
the Goodman High. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Can I show you?
Well, let them look.
No, can I just show
they
you?
can buy it and look.
They're not gonna. What if they don't have it? They can't see you.
So apparently, I'm in here. You missed it already. So anyone
No, I didn't.
anyone who GM'd, no, I know where it's at. You went too far.
No, I
Anyone who
didn't.
GM'd
Yeah, I
in the
did.
tournament or helped out with the DCC stuff or Goodman stuff got their picture. That you just skipped me. I was at the top. Got their picture in the yearbook, and here I am, James A. Walls, the Norwin Game Night, the apocalyptic podcaster and nepotistic blogger, Die Rodney. Die Rodney, Andy, right there.
Who's Rodney?
That was our campaign of like 3 years in DCC. That was the we would yell that the players would yell that. Inside was Riders on the Phlogiston, which was the tournament from last year. So it was a pretty good grab. It was like $30, worth it.
I think it was 35.
Was it 35? It was 30. If you were charging 35, you were upselling.
No,
Nice
I
work,
was
Evie.
t-
No wonder
I
they
was-
want you there to run stuff.
I always got the yearbook and the annual mixed up. I think the annual is 35.
So
Was the
Matt
annual
put up
50? I
the
don't know.
link to the Hobonomicon. Thank you, Matt. Scott said 90% of the stuff he bought was Goodman Game stuff. Same here, except for our wizard staff, which you can't really see. I bought a wizard staff so I could be the slug god. If you see any pictures of the slug god on the DCC page or my page, the slug wizard, yeah, that's me. All right, more purchasing. We got a copy of Lankmar Grave Matters.
I sold
This is a really cool adventure. First off, it's by Michael Curtis, and it's 2 adventures in one because there's Grave Matters is the one adventure, which is level 2. And then in the back of this, there is an update or a reprint of the Madhouse Meet, which was an adventure early on that was released for when Goodman first got the approval to do the Fritz Leiber work. So this is a good grab. It's Lankmar number 9. I'd steal that if you could. Don't steal it. Pay for it. We got Brendan LaSalle Seeking the Post-Humans. So also this is an MCC module. So this is also a good grab. We got a copy of the Chain Coffin in hardback. So we have the box set with pretty much everything for Chain Coffin. And I have a lot of fond memories of Chain Coffin, at least at the Shutter Mountains. Not because we finished it, but because...
Where the Shutter Mountains come from?
Yeah, for the year prior to us having to move, we had
I've seen
an
this.
ongoing campaign going on in the Shutter Mountains. And I'm kind of... It's like bittersweet because on one hand, I love that reading through it. On the other hand, I'm kind of sad we didn't finish that campaign. So
Where did this come from?
this is the puzzle in the Chain Coffin.
Oh.
Yeah, so cool stuff. Cool stuff. All right, what else did we get? We got the DCC nunchucks.
Woo.
Holy crap, kid! These are real functioning nunchucks. It's a DCC on them. And-
it's a DCC RPG.
I know. So we have these. We're gonna put these somewhere safe though right now.
This is me.
If you see them at a con, grab them. I'm especially proud that we have a copy now because of Charlotte and Rob Ergang have printed out copies of An Unexpected Wedding. This was just a promotional copy, but you can go on Drive-Thru RPG and get the print copy. This is my Savage Worlds adventure, so look at that. I'm working on a new adventure right now. I won't say what it's for. It might be for a different system, but it might be working with some familiar folks that help with this one. So we'll see how this year goes. All right. Playtest to follow. All right. And then finally, This was not at Gen Con, but I purchased this during Gen Con. So, as some folks know, I'm a big fan of Frostgrave. What?
I forgot something I bought.
What was
It's
that?
in my bed.
What is it?
Pony.
Well, oh well.
Dang it.
This is by the same guy. This is by Joe McCullough, who did Frostgrave. This is Rangers of Shadow Deep, which uses the similar rules. And this adventure is this miniatures game is intended for solo or co-op play with a lot of cool mechanics for monsters to attack you. Couldn't find it at the con. Drive through RPG. The print on demand there. So I did it while I was in the convention center, so I counted it. 'Cause this was like one of the things I was really looking for at the con and could not find it. What do you got there?
Okay, so I get My Little Demon
Every year.
And so this year I got this one, and it's like I think it's the
You're
new
gonna
one.
you're gonna hold the camera up to the screen.
It's in my bed and I can't get it. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
I know it's right there, but it's like a wasp.
Just hold it up to
unicorn
them.
Thing. Yeah.
It's a wasp unicorn.
Here we
That's
go.
so
We
cute.
went to get coffee together.
We have a question.
We do. I'll take
Matt
your
says,
eye
is there a
out.
content difference between the hardcover chain coffin and the box set? You know, I'm not sure. I don't think the hardcover edition. I don't know if it has all of the side adventures. Like, I don't know if it has the adventure anthology. What's this setting an adventure anthology in here? Like, is the 0 level adventure? Let's see here. All right, inside, table of contents says it's an introduction to the reprint, so some additional information. There is the ancient secrets and subtle magics, a land and people wonderful and strange, a giant compendium of wisdom, a place to rest your feet for a spell, ramblings through the shutters. All right, so Ramblings Through the Shutters has Sour Spring Hollow, Moonricket Bridge, Moon Eyes and Fireflies, and Death Among the Pines. So there are the adventures in here that were separate, like, prints. And then the rest of it has the actual Chain Coffin adventure. So yeah, I think everything Chain Coffin, I think, is in here. It seems
There's
like.
a chained coffin on there.
Yeah, oh, look at that. I just read the back. The back says, this volume contains all the Shutter Mountain material originally published in the DCC 83 box set, and then 83.1 and 83.2 assorted Gen Con program guides, and a few other sources. So it's got a few more
Guys,
pieces.
Look at
What?
the front. There's chained coffin.
I know, it's
That's
the
what
adventure's about.
called.
It's about the Chain Coffin. One day we'll get there. Your group right now couldn't do it. Did I get the annual? Yes, but I kickstarted it, and it's not here yet.
Yeah, they talked about those. They're coming.
My Langmar box came, but not the annual. And I might need a new Langmar box because I want to have one to have, and I might need one to play with. So you need to have two. It's like, you know what I mean?
No.
Oh. Matt says I'm interested in that range of shadow deep. Shadow's deep. Shadow deep. One shadow, one deep. Anyway.
Amazing.
You would say what you say it. Scott says the Langmar box is amazing.
Amazing.
It is chock full. It is full.
Oh yeah, there's no room to like move stuff.
There's not.
Like,
So anyway, that was our DCC purchases. How about best thing we ate? What about that? What was the best thing you ate at Gen
well,
Con?
yours is first. You say
But
yours
what is
first.
yours? Tell me yours.
No, but yours is after mine.
We don't have to go in order. Tell me yours.
Well, we got this like mac and cheese at this one chicken truck.
We were with Scott
Yeah, I don't know.
and Joan Troyer, who's not here.
I don't know what it was called.
Look at that. Scott said vegan hot chicken was a fave for him, and that's where your favorite mac and cheese was.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, it was just really good.
That was the mac and cheese that was there, though.
Yeah, it was like a side.
The vegan hot chicken was pretty good, Scott, but I gotta say, my favorite thing was the veggie burger at Burger Study, which had, I think, feta cheese on it and some kind of like spaghetti zucchini,
I would
Something.
like that.
or spaghetti cucumber. So Matt said, what's the new Scotty's? I have no idea what
Who's
the new Scotty's
Scotty's?
is. Scotty's was a brew house there. It's closed. There's nothing there. I would say Burger Study is the new Scotty's. That's my call. That was my favorite. Like, they had a special burger for 11, right? They had like an 11 burger, which was like 2 Eggos, peanut butter, and a burger patty in the middle.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So they had a lot of everyone. You know, honestly, Indy does a good job of having lots of food that caters to nerddom. I mean, the food trucks are good. We got our tacos from Las Tortugas or whatever.
Deadpool gave them to us.
Deadpool outside, yeah.
That's how you know you're getting your tacos.
All right. So, what was a favorite moment or experience at the convention? Give me one experience to talk about.
I don't know.
One thing that was especially amazing for you.
You go first.
No, I think you should go first. You
But
can't
I'm
think of anything.
thinking.
You can't think of anything.
I can think of things. I just don't know if they're like in the first thing.
Okay. So for me, I have never cosplayed before, and when my daughter Carrie, she was going as Lydia Dietz from Beetlejuice, and she had the whole get up, the black wig. She had the book of the handbook for the dead.
Recently deceased.
Recently deceased. Thank you. Mm-hmm. And I bought a wizard staff. I had my slug mask that Hector, got me, and the wizard robe that his wife Tiffany got me, or made for me. And I think donning all of that and going out and walking in the parade, which I thought was representing DCC, so nothing's more DCC than all of that. That was my favorite moment. A single moment was doing that parade with Carrie. So and then I got to come back as Mucosatron Rex, the slime sorcerer of the Seven Circles and slug god of Sagittarius A. I was summoned by the Dark Master Joe Goodman himself to give out awards at the awards ceremony. So I had to do that in costume, which meant I couldn't see the awards ceremony because through the slug mask you only see two openings this big, about this far from your face. And it's really hard to see everything else.
Okay, I got one.
And Carrie also did a good Peridot on Sunday, according to Shar and Rob. They also said Burger Sunday is slow.
It wasn't for us because we were
Warning
there
for
Monday
next
night.
year. Save them Wednesday night if they don't get their crap together.
We were
Wow.
there on Monday night.
We were there
it was,
Monday night.
Not crowded.
It was quiet.
So dead.
You know what they did though? I have a shellfish allergy, and they did a really good job of taking care of my shellfish allergy. So the manager came and spoke to me, told me exactly what happens with the burger, and I don't eat meat, so they were discussing how it was vegetarian, how it was cooked in its own surface, blah 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 blah, and then how there was no fish near it. So that was really nice. So I always, even if places are a little bit slow, they weren't for us, but again, it wasn't the Wednesday night or Thursday night of the con. Anyone who takes a little extra out to make me feel a bit more comfortable with what I'm eating, I gotta tip my hat for them. I'm gonna sneeze at some point.
No, I shouldn't.
I'm on the edge of sneeze. And Matt saying the show is making me excited
Move
to
your
go
head then.
read some of my DCC stuff. Which you should do that now. Go start reading. What are you doing with my hat?
I was trying to move your head so you don't sneeze on me. My forehead looks so big right now.
Wait, let me tilt my hat this way, and then hold on. This way, and then I will sneeze.
That was a cough.
Thanks.
Okay, my favorite thing. Okay, I don't know. This isn't even like that big, but it was one night at DougCon where we all went into the same table, and then everyone was screaming at each other, and we were all trying to shove each other into a pod, and we were all making these rolls, and what's his name?
The guy you were screaming at, get in the pod?
No, get the beard. Wayne.
Wayne.
We were all yelling at Wayne and Doug. We're like, we want a roll to get that guy in the pod. There's just one guy that he wouldn't get in the pod. So the next day, I was working the booth and he walks by me. He just yells at me, get in the pod. And then he just walked away. And he came back and he's like, you do remember me, right? Because that'd be weird if I just yelled at you, get in the pod, and you don't remember me. So there was that.
He remembered you, and you remembered him.
Yeah.
There's a lot of screaming at DougCon,
It was really
but it was worth it.
Yep.
Scott says, as a fellow veggie, I never have issues finding good food during Gen Con. Nor do we. We can usually find something good. Usually the food trucks, that's always good food. Panera's there. I mean, if you want a Panera. I always consider Panera the kind of place that no one ever leaves their house wanting to go to Panera. You just end up there, which has sort of happened to us. But no, there's a lot of good food options there. What are you laughing at? For vegetarians. Telling Snake wants the Chain Coffin book badly. You're laughing at him for wanting a Chain
No,
Coffin
one
book?
below
That's horrible.
that.
Oh, what is DougCon? DougCon is the DCC after hours that occur at the Embassy Suite starting on 8 o'clock at night and running to about midnight.
1 a.m.
Thursday,
1
Friday,
a.m.
and Saturday is the
chat
con.
time.
So if you go to the convention and you want to keep playing DCC, it's off the books. There's no tickets. You just go to Embassy Suites. It is always crazy and outrageous. All the tables are playing the same game. It's all happening at the same time.
And if you
So
die, you'll,
tables
like,
can
booted.
interact. So
You die.
that's what DougCon is. After hours, it's sometimes called. Oh, Matt answered it for us. So.
No, we were talking before we answered that.
Oh, cool. Matt, didn't we play it? I think that's the first time I met Matt. I think was at DCC After Hours. Weren't we there at After Hours? Was it Inferno Road? Was it Inferno Road? We have to read this stuff.
Panera is a
Panera is a metaphor for acceptable disappointments. You know what? Panera to me is like what's the other restaurant that's a consistent B minus? Jimmy John's.
Ew.
Jimmy John's is a consistent B minus. You're never gonna have a great Jimmy John's sandwich, but whatever you get, it's not gonna be bad. It's just not good.
You know what's like really bad? Subway.
Subway's a consistent D.
It's like a D. And then what's a D minus? What's an F?
What's an F? A sandwich
Long
that's an
John
F?
Silver's.
I don't know. I think Quiznos was a lot better once upon a time. Long
Long
John
John
Silver's.
Silver's.
I don't eat at Long John Silver's.
I know, but when we did,
that was an F.
it was an F.
Speaking of Long John Silver's, let's do the last call, I guess, for questions.
We have to read some stuff.
There's not. Wait.
It's everything.
There we go. I was right. Inferno Road. I died at another table. Yes.
We just got a Panera in town. Everyone is excited as we never get anything.
That was from Talon Snake. All right, last call for questions. We're going to start wrapping here because it is 10:42. We're running over, so I apologize. We usually have to keep us at 30 minutes, but, you know, it's the first show. It's post-Gen Con. We have no topic for next week. I was thinking of a good topic would be about don't be afraid to tell your players no, because tell your players yes is such a big thing anymore.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That could be fun.
There was.
Are you ready to talk Lankmar? We talked the Lankmar box set. Can you read that in a week?
I have a show this week. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Maybe next week we talk a bit about, I don't know. What?
What was this?
I don't know. Bleh.
We talk about blah.
There we go. All right. Well, we got a couple days to figure out what we're talking about next week, but we will be back next week at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's when we will be back.
Eastern. So that's 6 o'clock.
And we are very appreciative for everyone being so active tonight
Western.
chatting. Now that we are on here, and then also through the help of Matt, who has offered to assist a bit here, he's given me... he sent me a link to look at one thing for a different type of OBS, and I would like to get this ready for us to do like interviews and stuff. That would be cool. To do other things eventually, with the plan of us maybe doing an actual play video in here of DCC.
Wow. Not of my group.
Not of your group.
It's terrible.
Your group is a hot mess.
We-
a fun hot mess. I will say I
left
give
the
a lot of crap to her group. Maybe we could do that. We could talk about the player characters in your group.
Yeah, we should do that next
That'd be
week.
fun,
Yeah.
you know? Especially if any of them jump on to just in the chat window talk about it, you know, that can be fun. Because I don't know if we ever talked fully about converting the DCC group that we play with, just so everyone knows, in person here, is the group that started out as a D&D 5th edition campaign. And then Judge Evie had her reaction to D&D 5e, which was... What's your reaction?
Ew.
And yet you still have a...
The box set, because
Box set.
someone, Mom, keeps putting it on my shelf.
Andy is a good point. The best Gen Con game happened halfway to Gen Con. We didn't count it, but it was one of the best games of the week, and that was us playing. This is worth noting. About halfway to Gen Con, and Andy was there. Where's the copy of it? Where is it? I ran Reliquary of the Ancient Ones, as a 0 level funnel with the Stranger Crawl Classic 0 level character, 0 pre-gens from the purplesorcerer.com as a one shot for all of our friends back in Pittsburgh, which is a gift to me from my wife and all of my friends in Pittsburgh for my 40th birthday in May. I was given a ticket saying one game in Pittsburgh that weekend before Gen Con. So that was a friggin' hilarious game, especially since every pre-gen ended up being an undercover cop. That was always the thing that was rolled up, was, oh, it's another undercover cop. And
I'm not a cop.
I'm not a cop. We did it as like a tournament funnel, which is when you have everyone sitting around a table. You have 6 people at a time sitting.
I mean, everyone just
and
ended
as you
up
die, new people sit down.
working for being...
And he had a nunchuck. It was a good adventure. So, all right. So wrapping up here. If you have any ideas for what we should discuss by next week, we'll think about it through the week here. We'll always be here on Sundays though at 9 o'clock, and we'll let you know if it's gonna be a change. But you can find us on Twitter at I Live for Crits, and that was one of the buttons I figured out below was to put a Twitter feed down here. So that's cool. And then you can find us at Living for Crits on Instagram, and you can search Living for Crits on YouTube. And there's a pretty long catalog there if you want to go dig through all of our old crap. There's a lot of crap, but some of it's good. So I guess final notes here. We would love for you to spread the word about our channel. If you had a good time hanging out with us tonight, please feel free to on YouTube to like, comment, and subscribe there. And on Twitch, I guess if you'd like to do the follow thing, whatever that is on Twitch.
Wait. Let's try to follow to a 7th grader. I'll teach you how to follow.
I'm a 7th grader.
This
who knows
is
Twitch.
the Twitch thing.
I'm on Twitch.
Now
Hi.
that's the follow button.
That's not Twitch.
I don't have Twitch. Yeah.
Scott says click the heart at the top of your screen. That's how you do it.
There's a heart at the top.
And Matt's going to tweet us some ideas about what to do for next week. So I will say, because we did get a question, I will comment on briefly. A friend of mine, Troy, had asked why we weren't going to do some Numenera stuff, because I do love the Cypher system in this channel, and they had said it's mostly DCC. And that's because we are committed to having it be a channel where the two of us are co-hosting. So Evie doesn't know crap about Numenera, do you?
I don't know crap about anything Decode games that's not No Thank You Evil.
Right. So if we did something like that, Judge Evie would have to sit here and just kind of be quiet. And we've made a commitment on this show that we are co-hosts. We are equal co-hosts. It's not me and my kid. Because I've seen enough stuff out there where parents will have a kid with them or their GM for their kids, and they'll screen it. And there's some of it's good, but so and I'm just as guilty of doing this in previous shows years ago, where I would have Carrie or Evie come on and we'd talk, but
terrible.
Some of those are bad. It was an attempt to try to have you guys, because it was always a request in our house to have a YouTube channel, and I said, well, you can come on my YouTube channel. But that's what it was. It was them coming on my YouTube to be a part of something we were talking about. So the idea here is that we are equal hosts. Just one of us happens to do all the show notes before the show, and one of us doesn't have to do the show notes as much because she's doing other things. So we're equal, except I do more work. Scott says, Matt says, you're saying is you need to have a different show during the week for Cypher stuff. No, there are a lot of Cypher shows out there. There is much love out there already for Cypher. You can find folks that do Cypher on YouTube. There's actual plays. There's all kinds of stuff.
Go watch that.
There you go. They do some good stuff.
We are DCC people.
And Scott says, I think there are plenty of DCC, MCC, X-Crawl stuff for us to talk about. I think so too. I think just reviews, we could review a ton of stuff. Talk to DCC notables. There's always stuff coming out. Talk about the cons coming up, because we have 2 cons we're going to be at. We're going to be at Save Against Fear in Harrisburg. And we're going to
to Boscov's.
It's an abandoned Boscov's. How can you beat that?
There's still the baby signs on the wall with the bottle.
It's at the Harrisburg Mall. And we're going to be at PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia.
It's all you can eat Taco Bell, really. You need
Where?
to buy it first, but at Harrisburg. Just eat
That's just
Taco
the only
Bell.
restaurants that he good in there.
There's
really.
a movie theater
That's true.
with like the worst movies ever.
It just was nothing was good airing back then. Why are you railing against this movie theater at the mall?
Because there's every movie that was there, it was just I never.
There
heard
was
of
nothing
It.
good out that time.
Oh,
Scott says Goodman will be at Strategicon at the end of the month here in Los Angeles, and there are a few DCC events on the schedule there. So you know what? That's something cool. If you're gonna be, if you are part of the DCC road crew and you're watching this, and you'd like us to get the word out about your events coming up, let us know and we'll talk about them. In fact, for the next week, I'll make a note here in the final notes section. I'm gonna call it Road Crew Shoutouts, okay? Just thinking about this here. So if you are in the DCC Road Crew and you are going to have an event coming up and you want us to mention it on Living for Crits, we will do that. And we'll
you
try
get a
to...
cool voice with it too.
I will make a note here. It says, Judge Evie to do cool voice. That's a good way we can help get the word out.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Woot indeed.
All right, folks. Well, we hope you enjoyed hanging with us tonight, and we are out. Hope you all have some great gaming this week.
Now it's time.
Now it's time for our attempt at ASMR. as every week we try an outro ASMR that at this point it just becomes us trying to just talking to the mic one word. Okay, so here we go. Can Judge Evie do hers? Who's going first?
You always go first. It's never gonna change. Go first.
Okay. Burger study. That's one laugh. Here we go. Just one time. What? Hesh?
Hashtag Caillou for the win.
Good night, everybody.